okay, let me put this way. President Museveni found it necessary and was seeking to clip Anita Among's wings because she had amassed a lot of power and influence within both NRM and the government that I suspect, this is me second reading Museveni, he felt she was going to pose a threat to his power over time. On the other hand, you have General Muhoozi, who is hostile to public corruption, but also public displays of ostentation and luxury.
Andrew Mwenda, yabade ku UBC program bajita Behind the Headlines. Natuwa kanzite insights oba chewandi gambye nti ebyomunda. We all remember nti eno story yatandika n'omwami oyo, Andrew. Ana podcast ko yali nachikuona kumbu Honorable AAA might be in trouble. Ayinza obutakomawo speaker. Ya raising a issue n'agamba nti in the circles tukimanyi bulungi nti Andrew Mwenda ali close to General CDF ne General nyini. Yakugamba nti in the circles, the rumors, circles omunda, the rumors moving around nti she had grown too powerful. Ngoyinza okugamba nti General yalatandise okumulabanga kankose quotations, threat, a threat to his power. Nti intel oba intelligence jibawanga General yali eraga bino byali bigambo byani bya Andrew Mwenda yali eraga nti omukyala amaanyi nga gasusse. Yagenda maaso n'agamba nti it's possible ayinza obutaddanga speaker. So yesterday yatuwaddeka insight akalala. I don't want you to take his words jokingly because ono mwami he is close to General CDF. He is close to the general. So kyakugamba take it. Sagamba nti he thinks mundowooza his opinion nti General found it needful to clip the wings of Honorable AAA because she had grown quotation too powerful. Ndowooza nagenda maaso n'agamba nti on one side oinayo General CDF, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. He doesn't like number one corruption. Ekyokubiri si muntu ayagala ebintu ebiri flashy. Of course you can play witness to that nti nengo ezayambala abera mu combat. So yinza ogamba nti talimbye. So nti bana ababiri, on one hand you have someone alaba Honorable AAA former speaker as a threat to his power. On the other side you have another general ali mukulaba omukyala who was extremely flashy. Nkotinga bulungi wano. I don't think any Ugandan has any problem with anyone showing off their wealth. I don't think. Ugandans are okay with that. Naye challenge ejjawo nga there are question marks about the origins of that wealth. In this case, oyinza ogamba nti the former speaker, Honorable AAA, obugagga bwe bwaliko question marks nyingi nnyo. Waliwo ekyali kitagatta. So you saw a lady who was extremely flashy, ngoye $1.5 million, emotoka, fleet of Range Rovers. It's all okay if it's your money. Tomfuna bobi. So Andrew akugamba nti the two forces came together to fight one person. Mwena video tugenda kureactinga ku mbozi ya Andrew nga akunyonyola what he thinks is going on, what he thinks ekyaletedde Honorable AAA obuzibu nekyalowooza ekigenda okuddako. Katandike video.
So let me give you a background. I wrote an article in the Independent on the 21st of March this year saying the following things about Anita. First of all, she's a highly skilled politician. She came not from NRM but from FDC, joined NRM in 2021, and she has achieved almost absolute mastery of parliament. If a free and fair election had been held or was held in that parliament today, she would get maybe 485. We had calculated 485 votes out of 529. So only about 40 to 43 MPs will not vote for her. That is one. Two.
Of course, oyinza ogamba nti parliament, she's been accused of kozesa ssente against MPs. We've heard the stories nti abasinga obungi yali abayina mu grip mu ngalo ze nga they can dance to her tunes. Nga Andrew wakugambye nti she is an excellent politician. Let's address this. You don't become a speaker nga toina chanjawulo kuggwe. Your personality should be different. Si buli omuntu afuuka speaker. Yes, you can become an MP, naye si buli omuntu afuuka speaker. So we need to appreciate nti yalina ekyenjawulo. She has something different about her ekyamuteekamu eyo position. Nebyo bye tugamba nti obugagga bwakoze oba obulamu bwabaddemu mu kaseera akatono ennyo bwe katyo bangi babaddewo awo. Yes, you can argue n'ogamba nti they've been good at hiding nti ye abadde abiraga, but I don't think okutuuka waatuuse n'ebintu byafunye, she must have something different about her. Ate nga ndowooza it's either the character or the personality ey'enjawulo, nti we yatuuka mu kifo kya speaker alina ekyenjawulo ku ye ekyamusobosezza okukola ebintu bino byonna byonna, okubanga alina ba members of parliament over 400 nga they can comfortably vote for her mu kalulu for speakership. Tuzza tuwulira nti even some of the opposition MPs yabalina mu ngalo bw'ati. There's something different about Honorable AAA. Yes, tuyinza okujja wano ne tumukomerera, but we need to appreciate that she has something different about her.
Because of her role as Speaker of Parliament and therefore Chair of the Appointments Committee, she had built a very powerful influence within the judiciary. Hardly could anybody go with a case in the courts and defeat her. 3, Anita Among had built a power base among Ugandan elites in the religious institutions, the mosques and the churches, in the business community, in the professions, and in politics. These ministers, you see, like the Omaras. Omara maybe has a daughter or a nephew. She would use the influence in the parliamentary commission to ensure that they get jobs. And parliament in Uganda is the highest paying institution, more than the private sector. So she was giving people jobs there. And critically, she joins NRM.
Mujja kunsonyiwa opposinga, I've just remembered something. Abantu abalaba film, there's a movie or series called Blacklist. Simanyi Gwanda bwe wagiraba. Mwalimu omusajja nga bamuyita Raymond Reddington nga alina connections in almost every aspect of life. So kino kimpa vibe za Raymond Reddington. Andrew akugamba nti Honorable AAA used to look after her own. Kikyentegeeza nti abamwetoolodde ajja kubalabirira. Olina mutabani wo gwandaba amaze okusoma, nja kumusootinga muwo mulimu mu parliament. Mutabani wa judge amaze okusoma, nja kumusootinga muwo mulimu somewhere. So it looks like very many people owed her. Yali ababanja in one way or the other. So if you couple that, n'ogatako character and the personality of gye tujja okulaba maasawo nti yali muntu ali humble, mukakamu, abeera smilinga, ayogera mpola mpola, kimpa vibe za Raymond Reddington nti yalina emikono buli wamu. She was like a cancer ng'ayingidde in all aspect of public sector, private, ng'asobola okusootinga. Nti if I know Honorable AAA, she becomes my gamba nogu. Anything that happens, nja kumukubira antereze. Ye vibe gye tufuna wano.
2021, and in 2025, 5 years later, she decides to run for vice chairperson, national vice chairperson of NRM women on the women's ticket against Kadaga. Kadaga had been in NRM since 1989. Kadaga had been speaker for 20 years. 10 years as deputy speaker, 10 years as full speaker. They go neck to neck in the campaign. Now, let me give you a background of how you are elected the national vice chairperson women in NRM. One, you have to have all LC3 chairmen, all LC5 councillors, all LC5 chairmen and chairpersons for that matter. Then you have to have all mayors of town councils, cities and municipalities. And then you have to have these leagues, the youth league, the women's league, people with disability, then veterans, then the elderly, then women. It is such a huge constituency, and so they go neck to neck. And this is Anita Among capturing the infrastructure of a party called NRM. She beat Kadaga by 93%. The day she beat Kadaga by 93% gave me a signal that Museveni cannot tolerate this. It will be very difficult for Museveni to tolerate a person who has that overwhelming influence in parliament, overwhelming influence in the party, and now he can peer and see in the judiciary, in the elite circles of Uganda.
I think fena tujjukira akaseera ako nga Kadaga bamudefeatinga. Omuntu eyalaludde mu NRM ngoyinza okugamba nti based on paper should have a much larger support. Naye omukyala ajja avudde mu FDC n'amukuba landslide 93%. So Andrew agamba nti at that moment General felt oba mundowooza ye alowooza the General felt nti I can't have this. Omuntu alina influence weight can become a problem in the future. Tuze tukiwulira from different people nti the General does not take anything for granted. Nti General gwandaba oyimireyo gy'oyimiridde n'ogamba nti oyagala twala bufuzi, you might receive phone calls. Tuze tubiwulira nti he doesn't leave loose ends. Paying attention to detail, especially nga byekuusa ku power. So mu kaseera kano, you're having a lady who came from opposition, n'ayingira party, and of course, politicians are free to switch parties. It's okay. Si musango, si gumusalira. Ayingide party, but then the influence she has became scary. So Andrew alowooza nti mu kaseera ako, and I think very many Ugandans share the similar belief, nti mu kaseera ako, the General started to sense nti this might become a problem. Of course, abaddewo fena tusinga emyaka ne experience. Sagala muntu yenna ajja wano mu comment section alowooze nti the General is stupid. He's not. A stupid man does not rule a country for 40 years. He doesn't. Musajja Mogezo oyinza okugamba nti arguably in leadership globally he's among waggulu waawo. He is a smart man. So akitegeera nti omukyalo ono can easily become a problem in future. Let me keep a close eye on her.
Anita Among had consistently argued or told Museveni, I'm very loyal to you. I will never threaten your power. I will support Moses' succession. She had said all these things. And when she said these things, I'm inclined to believe that it's possible she was sincere. I have personally met her because I had similar concerns. She invited me to her home. I went to see her because I had written this article complaining that she has so much power. And she gave me her background and her history. She said she can never ever challenge Museveni because he's the one who made her. So let me, because me I'm an easily gullible person, I believe in her sincerity, that she was sincere. But then I put myself in Museveni's shoes. If you're Museveni, you can think or you can say, this lady is sincere. She has no premeditated plan to rival or to seek power from me. Then you Museveni faces two dilemmas. Dilemma one, if, first of all, intentions are very difficult to know. People's intentions are difficult to know. She may be lying, she may be genuine. But two, intentions change with time. So right now she may be sincere, but the capabilities and influence she's building in the state and the party may in the future tempt her to seek the presidency and wrestle it from me. So as a precaution, it is better for me to clip her now, even if she doesn't have any plan now, any premeditated plan to seek the presidency, because I don't want to be shocked. Even if there is a 2% chance that in future she will change, a 2% chance that she's likely to be a threat, I need to neutralize that first. I think Museveni, the gorilla, would think like that. So it became increasingly imperative for Museveni that this lady's wings should be clipped.
Kangwaneko yensonga. Power. Psychologically, power corrupts, but absolute power will corrupt you absolutely. Kasita otestinga amaanyi, chiringa sente. Kasita okwata ku sente bwoti, you want more. That's how the human mind is designed. Subconsciously, kasita okwata obufuzi, tekimala, ojja kwagala ekiddako. So we have someone who is extremely powerful, atambulira mu convoy, aina sente, she has people literally bowing to her, nga bavunama. She can make people dance on a click. She can make things happen. Abantu bamuyita madam. She is respected. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Tuina ebyetaago. Waliwo otuuka nga basic needs ebintu nga emmere, security, sente, tebiku movinga. With a pyramid. There's a tip up there. Jitwita self-actualization. Kwegamba power, money. So ku level y'abantu nga Honorable AAA, you would say nti in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, aliwa waggulu awo. Sente doesn't move her. Emmotoka doesn't move her. Ebintu ebityo nze naawe the things can be impactful in our lives biyinza okufuna n'ogamba nkikubye omwaka guno. They don't move her. So aliwali. And the general maybe knew. Cause nga nkugambye aluddewo, he's been around for some time, he knows these things. Nti otesting za amaanyi ga convoy. Convoy ene motoka 8 ojja kwagala convoy y'emmotoka 4. That's how humans are designed. As long as oli homo sapien, you're going to be like that. Nti wenfuna microphone yeno, after some time, ngaliwo microphone esingako, I would want esingako. We don't become satisfied. Nga Andrew wakugambe, you cannot tell someone's intentions. And intentions change. Zichuka. This year I might want million yemu. Omwaka ogujja I'll want 5 million. Kasita nfuna million yemu eyo. Tetukuta. So Andrew akugamba, maybe, naye ngenda kukiddamu, maybe, the general felt a need to clip her wings when it's early. Chikubeko full stop. Otherwise, maybe, yalabye nti this can become a problem mu myaka ejijja.
You see, the strength of Anita Among, people don't know, is she has excellent interpersonal skills. That is why she's so effective in electoral colleges. And she may not be effective in a presidential campaign where you are elected by anonymous people. Why she was effective in electoral colleges? Because if you meet her and deal with her at a personal level, she's a very generous and people think she was using money, but Among was using 20 to 25% of the money Museveni was using to get 300% of the results Museveni was getting. Museveni was spending a lot of money and getting, like in this election on Olanya. Olanya got 55% of the vote as speaker. But for her, she would use less money and get bigger results. So she would get more for less, or from less. So again, that was another signal to Museveni that this is a ferocious political animal. I have friends that tell, I think that of all the politicians Uganda has produced in the last 40 years of Museveni, I would put her among the top 5. Museveni being number 1 without a doubt, but I would put her among the top 5 because she had the skill to win over people by sheer force of her personality more than her money. Because money cannot be effective if you are rude to people. So she knew how to. I have a young friend, he was the mayor of Hoima, he was telling me the other day, he lost an election, and this election, somebody defeated him, but she picked the phone and called him and said, I am to empathize or sympathize with him. People who reach out to people like that in such a moment when you've lost an election, the whole speaker, powerful, she's calling a small mayor in mayor, rather than Hoima. I don't know how many people she called and won. That can win you more money than any millions of shillings.
Chembade ngambe chonti, she looked after her own. Yes, akasente ala kaina, nenga Andrew wakugambe. She had excellent interpersonal skills. Okukolagana n'abantu nti shabo ine kizibu kankusotinge. Akwali example nti meya ya losing akalu namukubira essimu namugamba ingolabye namusasira. Tuze tubuulira nti she is generous. We've seen the philanthropy, the charity. Okulabirira abantu abangi ebintu ng'ebyo can buy you more favor mu bantu okusinga sente. Yes, kati wokapulinga in sente nti nkusasidde shaba bakubya akalulu nenkubuuza wateekamu mmeka? Nongamba ntadde mu million 4. Nenkugamba kiri bubi side yo naye kankole ki? Kankuweyo akakadde. Nga tokansabye. I swear, wallahi, you will bow to me. If I ever need a favor nenkukubira nenkubuuza shaba enamba yo n'omuntu bw'ati ogiina ojja kugimpa. Without a doubt. So inzo ogamba nti yali amanyi okuzanya game ye ey'abantu. Sagala giyita game. This could be her personality. Let me wipe away that. Her personality. Bweto yali. Oba bweto weri. Nti muntu w'abantu. Yes, oyinza obutagala kyowulira cause mukasera kana ali mu trouble, but we've seen enough proof and we've heard enough from different people. Muntu w'abantu. She is known for being generous. Everyone knows that. Mukasera kano, the big question is the origins of the money, but no one is questioning her personality and character. Nti deep down there, muntu mulungi, abamumanyi bakugamba, nti ayamba. People around her, that's why bali willing okukola anything for her. So, mukasera ako maybe the general being experienced, read between the lines n'agamba no, you can become a problem for me.
So she knew how to touch people and make them feel connected to her. And that political strength is what threatened, terrified Museveni.
But when you look at everything that has happened, what's the intended end in mind?
So I told you that there is a convergence. I told you there is a convergence of two different but compatible pursuits. Museveni's pursuit of removing a potential rival, remember I'm not using the word rival because she was not his rival, a potential rival out of the political ring, and General Muhoozi's pursuit of sending a signal that please, when you are in a public office, do not abuse public funds and do not exhibit ostentatious living.
Big up Andrew. As always, that was an amazing breakdown. Andrew is a smart guy. I've been watching him for so long and he's been consistent. The knowledge, the delivery, it's exceptional. Akugamba. Ensonga bbiri, why he thinks the wings of Honorable AAA were clipped. Esooka. She was viewed as a potential rival who in this moment in time ayinza okuba yabadde ayina intentions that were clean, but nga bwe tugambye power corrupt, but absolute power can corrupt you absolutely. Ayinza okuba yayina deep intentions munda eyo, maybe one day, perhaps one day, to challenge for the office. Eyokubiri, she lived a very lavish bougie life nga buli kimu kirimu public. Engoye was just one image search away from getting the price. Emotoka ez'ebbeeyi, the Rolls Royce was the last straw that broke the camel's back. Wetuli wano. Njagala ompe endowooza yo mu comment section wansi awo ku kyolowooza ku bigambo bya Andrew n'endowooza ye eyebadde endowooza ye ngenda kukidamu. We are not saying Honorable AAA is guilty. I've said this mbuli video gye nkoze. She is innocent until proved guilty. Tujamuwa benefit of the doubt. Take endowooza yo mu comment section wansi awo. Njakula mu video edako. Peace.